I just grabbed an extra plate of food for a girl in my class. Next thing I know, some male teacher comes charging out, slaps me right across the face. "Which class are you from, you little punk? How dare you mess around with my daughter?" The girl panicked immediately, grabbed his arm and kept yelling, "Dad, it's not what you think." But he shoved her off and ignored her. He grabbed my wrist and started dragging me straight toward the principal's office. I tried to explain. "You've got the wrong idea. I work for the Board of Education." I just noticed she only took the free meal, so I grabbed her an extra serving. He let out a scoff. "Board of Education? Kid, you're way too young to be lying that big. Let's go." But I genuinely was there on an inspection visit. I just happened to have a baby face. By the time he dragged me into the principal's office, he was still hollering, "Principal! My daughter is a top-tier student headed for Peking or Tsinghua, and this kid thinks he can get close to her. He needs to be expelled." The principal turned to me, sharp tone. "What class are you in? Give me your parents' number. You're expelled." I just smiled. "Oh, I'll give you the number. Question is, are you brave enough to call it?" Principal Zhang choked on that for a second. Liu Zhenya immediately started losing it beside her. "Principal, you see this attitude? Shameless punk like this needs to be dealt with. Hard." I leaned back in the chair, rubbing the red marks on my wrist. "Save it. Just make the call." That pushed Zhang over the edge. She reached for the landline. "What's the number?" I rattled off a string of digits. She dialed, hit speakerphone, and announced with full authority, "Hello, this is Zhang Shuhua, principal of Yuying Middle School. You're the parent of this student, correct? Your child has been pursuing a female student on school grounds. I need you here immediately." 2 seconds of silence on the other end. Then a voice came through, clearly confused. "I'm sorry, what? Who?" Zhang repeated herself. "Your son has been bothering a female student here. Come to the school, now." More silence. I was barely holding back a laugh. If Principal Zhang had any idea who was on the other end of that call, she'd have already passed out. But she had no clue, still sitting there all high and mighty, waiting for my parent to show up and apologize. Then the tone on the other end shifted. "Principal Zhang, are you absolutely sure you're talking about my son?" 100%. Zhang was getting impatient. "Are you coming or not?" The reply was calm and direct. "I'm on my way, and until I get there, nobody lays a finger on him." Click. The line went dead. Principal Zhang set down the phone with a cold scoff. "Big talker." Liu Zhenya leaned in. "What's the deal? What did they say?" Zhang shrugged. "Said they're on the way. Also told me not to touch his kid." Liu Zhenya's eyes lit up. He had an idea. "Principal, call a school-wide assembly. Make this kid stand up in front of everyone, admit what he did, write a formal apology, make an example out of him." Zhang hesitated. "Is it really necessary to go this far?" "Are you kidding me?" Liu cranked up the volume. "My daughter is the top scorer in the entire city. She's the face of this school. If we don't make an example of this kid, every guy here will think they can just walk up to her." Then without warning, he reached out to grab my hair. I caught his wrist, twisted, just enough, and he yelped out loud on the spot. His face drained of color instantly. I let go and said flatly, "I'll walk myself." Liu Zhenya cradled his wrist, backed up half a step under my stare, and swallowed whatever he was about to say. He clearly didn't expect me to fight back, and definitely didn't expect me to be that strong. Out in the hallway, he kept glancing back to glare at me, muttering the whole way, "Inappropriate behavior, lack of moral character." I stopped walking. He stopped too, instantly on guard, eyes locked on me. I didn't raise my voice, but I made every word count. "Watch what you say." He flinched, stepped back, and didn't say another word. Zhang was pushing from behind. "Move it! Everyone's already waiting on the field." Out on the field, over 2,000 students were lined up by class. A solid wall of people, all murmuring. Liu shoved me onto the main stage, clearly trying to make me stumble. I didn't budge an inch. Zhang stepped up to the mic, cleared her throat. "We're calling an emergency assembly today." The field went dead quiet. She pointed straight at me. "This student deliberately approached Liu Ruyan, a top track student in our school, in the cafeteria." The crowd immediately exploded. Students were whispering everywhere. Liu Zhenya snatched the mic. "Liu Ruyan is my daughter, top scorer citywide, the pride of this school. She's on track for Peking or Tsinghua, but there's always some kid like this trying to get close to her, distract her, and drag down this school's future. Guys like him have no business even talking to my daughter." Zhang took the mic back, slapping on her reasonable authority figure face. "If you apologize publicly right now and write a formal statement, and your attitude is genuine, I'll consider keeping you enrolled." I looked at her fake little performance and couldn't help but laugh. "You don't even know who I am, and you're already telling me to apologize?" Liu Zhenya jumped in immediately. "Who do you think you are exactly?" "Just some kid with bad character, that's it." He was getting more worked up by the second, came charging at me, going for a slap. I sidestepped. His hand hit air. He stumbled forward, nearly tumbled clean off the stage. The crowd below burst out laughing. Liu Zhenya's face went beet red. He screamed at the students, "What's so funny?" Then spun around and locked eyes with me, absolutely seething. He reached into his pocket, pulled out a red marker, popped the cap. "Won't admit you're wrong? Think you're so slick for dodging? Fine, I'll write it on your face myself. Let the whole school see exactly what you are. The laughter from the crowd died instantly. People gasped. Some called out that this had gone too far. Just as the marker was about to touch my face, I kicked Liu Zhenye straight to the ground. He screamed in pain. I reached into my other pocket, pulled out my work ID and held it right in front of his face. Take a good look. He squinted and leaned in. Then his eyes went wide. Printed clear as day on the ID. Deputy Director, City Board of Education, Lin Tianqing. You... His lips were trembling. His face went completely white. I let go. His legs gave out. He crumpled to the ground right there. I turned to face the crowd, 2,000 students staring back at me, and held the ID up high. I'm Lin Tianqing, Deputy Director of the City Board of Education. Dead silence across the entire field. Principal Zhang stared for 3 full seconds, then actually started laughing. What? You think we're children? Liu Zhenye immediately found his confidence again. Yeah, that ID has to be fake. Zhang looked me up and down with a smirk. Deputy Director of the Board of Education? How old are you, seriously? You look like a teenager. Stop playing dress-up. Liu leaned in close to inspect the ID, shaking his head. Gotta hand it to them. The forgery game is strong these days. Looks pretty real, honestly. If I hadn't seen the real thing before, you might have actually fooled me. Zhang immediately shouted to the staff below, Academic Office, find out what class this Lin Tianqing is in. The academic DI then looked up. There's no one by that name enrolled here. Liu Zhenye pointed at me, voice going shrill. I knew it! You snuck in from outside. You're not even a student at this school.